Whispers in Willow Creek. The old Victorian house stood on a hill overlooking Willow Creek, its windows like vacant eyes staring into the perpetual twilight. Locals whispered that it was haunted, a place where shadows danced and secrets festered. My name is Alex, and I'm a paranormal investigator. I'd heard the stories, the chilling tales of unexplained noises and flickering lights, and I needed to know the truth. I arrived in Willow Creek under the guise of a historian, eager to blend in and gather information. The town was small, everyone knew everyone, and their distrust of outsiders was palpable. Mrs. Gable, the owner of the local bakery, reluctantly shared stories of the Blackwood family who had once lived in the house. They were a strange lot, she said, her voice barely above a whisper. Mr. Blackwood was a recluse, rarely seen in town. His wife, Eliza, was beautiful, but always seemed sad. Then one day, she disappeared. He claimed she'd run off, but no one believed him. The house itself was even more unsettling than the rumors suggested. The air inside was thick with dust, and a chilling silence that seemed to press down on me. As I walked through the decaying rooms, I noticed odd symbols carved into the wooden floorboards, symbols that looked vaguely familiar, but I couldn't quite place. On the second floor, in what must have been Eliza's bedroom, I found a hidden diary tucked away in a drawer. The entries detailed her growing fear of her husband, his increasingly erratic behavior, and a strange ritual he was performing in the basement. He says the voices told him to. One entry read, "Voices only he can hear. I'm terrified of what he'll do next." Armed with the diary, I ventured down to the basement, a damp and claustrophobic space filled with cobwebs and the pungent smell of decay. In the center of the room, I found a circle drawn on the floor, surrounded by the same symbols I'd seen upstairs. And then I heard it, a whisper. "Leave." The voice was raspy, barely audible, but it sent a shiver down my spine. I dismissed it as my imagination, the product of an overactive mind. But then I heard it again, louder this time. "Leave now." I turned around, but there was nothing there. Just shadows and the unsettling silence. I started to pack up my equipment, suddenly feeling a strong urge to get out of that house. As I reached the stairs, I heard a crash behind me, and a cold gust of wind extinguished the lantern I was holding, plunging me into darkness. "You cannot escape us," the voices hissed, now plural, surrounding me from all directions. Panic seized me. I stumbled up the stairs, blindly feeling my way through the dark. I could hear the voices getting closer, their whispers turning into malevolent laughter. I finally reached the front door, fumbled with the lock, and burst out into the night, gasping for air. I ran as fast as I could, not stopping until I reached the edge of town. Looking back, I saw a single light flickering in the window of Eliza's bedroom. Then it went out. I thought I was safe, but I was wrong. Days turned into weeks, and the whispers followed me. They started subtly, a faint murmur in the background, but they grew louder, more insistent, until they were a constant torment. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I was losing my mind. Desperate, I returned to Willow Creek, determined to face whatever was haunting me. I went back to the house, this time armed with a priest and a plan. We performed an exorcism, chanting prayers and burning sage, but nothing seemed to work. The voices only grew stronger, mocking our efforts. Suddenly, the priest screamed, collapsing to the floor. He pointed a trembling finger at me. "It's you," he croaked. "They're after you." I didn't understand. What did he mean? Why me? Then, as the voices intensified, I began to remember. The symbols, the ritual, the whispers, it all came flooding back. Years ago, as a reckless teenager, I had dabbled in the occult, attempting to summon spirits. I had forgotten all about it, buried it deep within my subconscious. But the spirits hadn't forgotten me. They had been waiting patiently for me to return to a place where they were strong enough to reach me. The Blackwood house wasn't haunted by Eliza's ghost. It was a conduit, a gateway for the entities I had foolishly contacted years ago. The whispers grew into a deafening roar as the spirits descended upon me, pulling me into the darkness. I screamed, but no sound escaped my lips. I was trapped, bound to the house and the entities that I had unleashed. Now I am one of them. My whispers join the chorus, luring unsuspecting souls to Willow Creek, to the house on the hill, to the place where shadows dance and secrets fester. Come visit. We've been expecting you.